Every day we make choices. It could be up or down. It could be forward or backward. It could be left or right. It could be just a yes or a no. Every day we make free choices. And God has given us that ability to have a free will to make our own choices. But when it comes to a personal relationship with Him, we have a choice for that too. And depending on what choice we make is how our life goes. I want to talk to you about that today in your morning cup of inspiration. God will not force us to do His will. Although sometimes we kind of wish He would, because it'd make things a lot easier, but He said, no, He's given us a free will to make a choice. And the biggest choice, I should say, in our life is if we accept Him into our life or not. If we have a personal relationship with Him. If we ask forgiveness and ask Him to live inside our hearts and in our life, so that we can reflect God to others, Christ to others. See, over in Deuteronomy 30:19, Moses was talking to the Israelites, and God was speaking through him when they were getting ready to leave Egypt. And He said, I call heaven and earth as witnesses today against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life, that both you and your descendants may live. See, God told them the choice to make. He told them the best choice to make. But it was up to them if they did that or not. See, God will never force us to do His will. But He says over in Hebrews 3:17, today, if you will hear His voice, do not harden your hearts. See, because every time we hear the gospel, every time that we hear of God's forgiveness, every time there's an invitation for us to accept Christ and we don't, we just add another little layer of hardness there on our heart. A little more just keeps being added. We harden our hearts ourselves. But the thing is, if you look back in Exodus, I think it's Exodus 10, where God brought the plagues against Pharaoh, and it says that Pharaoh hardened his heart. But it also says a little bit later in there that God hardened Pharaoh's heart. But if you look at the translation, it means that God strengthened his hardened heart. He made it harder because that was His choice. That's what He did. And God will do that for us. If we start hardening our hearts, He's going to say, okay, if that's the choice you want to make. Now, I'm not saying He's ever going to leave you. He'll never forsake you. He's always there. But it just makes that choice tougher because you harden your heart. So the thing is that when we have a chance to accept Christ, we have a chance to let Him lead us, put His will in our life, everything changes. Everything changes. For eternity, everything changes. If you've hardened your heart today, take this one step. Ask Christ in your life. Ask Him for your forgiveness. And ask Him to be a part of your life, to live in your life. And let His will flow through you. Would you do that today? Because once you start hardening your heart, it just gets harder and harder and harder. I'm praying for you today that you will soften your heart, that you will listen to Him. You'll listen for His voice. You'll ask Him to come into your life. God bless you, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you again for another morning cup of inspiration. Have a wonderful day.